Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I would like to discuss crypto.com, what we are currently seeing and what we could expect during the upcoming hours and days. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up down below. And as well, if you did enjoy this content, do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's get started on crypto.com. So what you can clearly see right now is that on the 4-hourly time frame, we are creating this a falling wedge pattern. Why I would like to call this a falling wedge pattern is because we are seeing clearly this descending resistance, and as well we have seen right now as well a descending support. So this is a pattern that I would personally call a falling wedge instead of a symmetrical triangle or a descending triangle, especially because both lines are right now descending support and descending resistance. So therefore a falling wedge pattern. Well, what I think is absolutely important is that if we do see actually further continuation of movement towards the upside and we break out above this descending resistance, and it's actually highly likely that we are going to head all the way towards the beginning of the descending resistance range out of a falling wedge pattern. That is how you measure the breakout. So if we take a quick look, this will be leading us all the way towards the $0.64 on crypto.com, and that is for sure something you do not want to miss out on. Well, for sure this is a possibility, and if we do actually see that further continuation of momentum towards the upside, we will be seeing a major breakout taking place of approximately 17% on crypto.com. So for sure a pattern that is highly important to monitor closely. If we do see a breakdown will be heading to levels underneath us, but right now I personally think that we might be able to hold strong top of this descending support and see further touch points in between these two ranges before we eventually see a breakdown or a breakout occur above. So that is for sure absolutely important. What else are we going to discuss during this video? Well, let's get started with where we will be heading towards if we do actually see further continuation towards the downside. Well, if you personally ask me, you can clearly see that if we do actually see a breakdown below this descending resistance, our next stronghold of support will be at approximately 47 cents. Why is this the case? Is because we did experience resistance previously, support on top of it, and therefore I personally think that it is very likely that we are going to hold strong on top of the 47-cent range if we do see further continuation of momentum towards the downside. If we do not hold strong on top of this level, it is likely that we're going to see further continuation and decline in momentum all the way towards the 34 cents, absolutely likely on crypto.com. Right now we are as well breaking down below the 200-day moving average. I personally think that that is quite healthy, especially after such a major run up towards the upside. And once we break out once more above the 200-day moving average, we could expect major movement towards the upside. So that is exactly what we are waiting for. Well, this being said, I would like to discuss right away the EMA ribbon, the RSI, and the MACD, starting with the MACD. On the MACD, what you can clearly see if we zoom in a little bit closer is that we experience already momentum towards the downside, and currently we are seeing a continuation of that momentum towards the downside. Therefore, as I said previously, it is very likely that we're going to retest this range on top of this descending support, and perhaps we're going to break down below it. But as I said previously, I would appreciate if you could stay inside of this pattern to see eventually a major move up or towards the downside getting started. As well, if we head towards the 1-hourly time frame, what you can clearly see is that we are actually seeing the opposite taking place. We did already experience major momentum towards the downside, and right now we are actually seeing a momentum loss taking place. Therefore, it is very likely that we are going to see a crossover of momentum towards the upside, and as well an increase in price action heading towards a retest underneath this descending resistance. Well, this is for sure a possibility for the upcoming hours that you have to monitor closely, and therefore we are perhaps going to see an increase in price action. As well, what else are we seeing? Let's start with the EMA ribbon. On the EMA ribbon, what you can clearly see is that we did actually break out above it. We did not find support on top of it. We broke down below it, and right now we found support on top of this descending support zone underneath us, and we are retesting the EMA ribbon once more. So once we see right now further continuation, what we would like to see is a breakout occur above the EMA ribbon, and eventually as well a breakout above the descending resistance, seeing that 17% move getting created all the way towards the $64. Otherwise, if we do get rejected by this descending resistance, heading once more towards the touch point on top of this descending support is absolutely likely to occur. Well, this being said, I would like to discuss as well the EMA ribbon on the 4-hourly time frame. What you can clearly see on the 4-hourly time frame is that we already experienced for quite a while momentum towards the downside below the EMA ribbon. Right now, the EMA ribbon is perfectly aligned with this descending resistance, and therefore, if we are going to see right now movement towards the upside taking place, a breakout above this descending resistance, we will not only be breaking out above the descending resistance line, but we will as well be breaking out above this EMA ribbon. Therefore, major movement towards the upside is absolutely high likely to occur once we see this trend reversal getting started. Lastly, during this video, I would like to discuss the RSI on the 4-hourly and 1-hourly time frame. But before doing so, I would highly appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up down below. You will be supporting the channel by doing so, and it will be highly appreciated. So on the 4-hourly time frame, the RSI does actually look pretty well to me. We are not seeing any type of bearish or bullish divergences, not either in the past, so this does absolutely look very well to me, and I personally think that further continuation towards the downside is absolutely possible. But what I think is most important is that if we do see further decline, we will be as well seeing a breakdown below this dotted line on the lower part, and therefore we are expecting to see a movement towards the upside once more and an increase in price action at that point in time. So if we do see a breakdown occur underneath this descending support, it is likely that we are going to see the price action heading towards the 47 cents, but finding for sure support on top of this Fibonacci range. Lastly, on the 1-hourly time frame, what we are seeing is that we are not seeing anything out of the ordinary. We are clearly seeing a lower low on the chart. We are seeing a lower low on the RSI, and we are actually seeing that we still have plenty of space for continuation towards the upside. If we take into account as well the MACD, that is clearly very bullish because we are almost heading towards a crossover. I personally think that we are going to see once more during the weekend a movement towards the upside, and perhaps even breaking out above this descending resistance and created that major leg towards the upside towards the $64 range. So thank you very much for watching this video. If you did enjoy the content, do not forget to give me a thumbs up, and as well, have a nice day.